This is Teacher Jackie. Today we are going to introduce a topic called responsive classroom approach. Responsive classroom approach, this is an approach that has a belief that there is integration between social skills and academic skills that enhance learning to be very effective in early childhood education. And responsive classroom approach, when it is initiated in the school, it makes sure that there is safety in schools. It makes sure that there is active learning for the learners. Challenging activities are done but achievable at the end, and also it reinforces the joy of the child. When a child is in school that practices responsive classroom approach, they're always happy. They have that joy in working in the school environment. So today I just want to do an introductive part of it, because we shall be looking at practices that are supposed to be done in responsive classroom approach. So in the next lesson, we shall be looking at those practices. What are those practices that enhance that enhance the child to be safe, that enhance the child to be active in learning, and that enhance the child to have that joy in learning? So they believe in this approach, the belief is that there is integration of social skills and academic skills. So we don't just focus on academic skills alone, but for it to be reinforced, there should be social skills that are taking place. So we shall be looking at which practices that bring about the social skills and academic skills to make learning joyful to the learner. So I want to introduce the learning centers, because we need to have the learning zones in our classroom that will reinforce the social skills. Social skills, we are talking about cooperation, sharing, assertiveness, self-control. Yeah, how are they linked to the academic as we look on it? So today, let me show you some few learning areas, some few zones that we've come up with. We have more than 9, but today I'm just showing 3. Then from there, we shall see now which practices are we supposed to do so that we reinforce this responsive classroom approach in our ECDE centers. You want me to be ready, you tell me. Now, this is a learning zone, is a zone that we call mathematics zone. So today I'm going to show mathematics zone, language zone, and dramatic zone, and maybe writing zone. But other zones, we can develop them later. So today I'm showing these. Remember, in a responsive classroom approach, we need to have zones with the different materials for children to be able to learn, because we want to see how social skills and academic skills are integrated. Now, in this type of learning approach, children make choices about the learning they want. So a child may choose, me as Jackie, I'm going to play in mathematics zone. Another child, may be called David, will choose, me, I'm going to play at language zone. Another one will choose, I'm going at writing zone. Another one, I'm at dramatic zone. So in short, we are saying children make choices about their own learning. So here we see some different materials where the teacher has set strategically for children to learn. So you can find we have even not one child here, but 2 or 3 children. So one might choose to be playing with the counters that the teacher has made. Another one may be the cards from last lessons. We talked about the caterpillar, so we have the flashcards there. So one child might be doing ordering, another one the numbers. Then what happens after the child plays here? We have a writing zone. Whatever he decides to write, then it is stuck on the wall. So you can see maybe a child who decided to do mosaic. His work after doing it is stuck on the wall. Another child decided to do writing. The work is stuck on the wall. Another one did a creative activity of making a caterpillar. The work is stuck on the wall. And remember, no teachers work on the wall, but children's work is the one that is stuck on the wall at their eye level. So we shall see why do we stick children's work on the wall. So here, for example, I'm giving one example. If you have counters here and the child is instead of counting them, maybe you as a teacher, you put them so that the child is counting 1, 2, 3, but you find that the child is not counting. Instead, the child is making something like this. Then you find it is a heart. So you reinforce the child's activity, creativity, and say, wow, you've made a heart. Now, how many sticks did you use to make a heart? Can we count them together? Then you find the child counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the child used how many sticks? 6 sticks. So you find that from the child's activity, you are using the inquiry question. Remember, in this method, the teacher poses a thoughtful question to the child so that the child answers it. And the question should be open-ended question. So the child has counted still. He was making a heart, yes, but counting has taken place. Alternatively, a child might be making a shape and tells you, teacher, I've made a square. Then you are like, wow, the square, how many sides does the square have? Then the child will be counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So the counting skills is still what? Reinforced. Now, what are we saying? In this type of approach, the responsive classroom approach, there is active learning of the children. Children are actively manipulating the environment. As they play with the materials, they are manipulating, so there is active learning. And this one brings joy to the learners. Another one may decide to play with the pom-poms, seeing the colors, counting, and they come up with the different materials, different ideas, different things come up. So we want to see now a child who goes at language center, what happens next. Now here we have another zone called language, the language zone or the library zone, it depends on the institution. In this zone we have books where kids decide to read. Remember, we bring books that are related to the age of the child with pictures, with words for them to explore. So the child that has decided, remember they make their own choice. So one child or two may decide to go to the learning zone and may decide to make this. They decide to read books. And maybe in the process of reading, the child sees a word that maybe he's familiar with or he has known. So he comes, remember you've set your strategic way. So the child comes and picks the flashcards and chooses, makes a word, and he reads bed, makes a word and he reads fed. So reading is taking place. Or you've set it with flashcards, so the child may be reading the flash, even if their pictures are on, that is a reading process that is being enhanced. Now, in this approach of responsive classroom approach, we are saying that children ideas, children creation, children discoveries are very much valued. We have to value whatever ideas they come with. We have to value their creation. How do we value them? Appreciating what they have done. Now here, we see the child, I'm assuming this work is for the children. So we find that maybe a child has written sound, letter sound R, and he's telling you, teacher, this is an ant. An ant starts with R. So the child maybe draws an ant. The child maybe writes the beginning sound of that picture. Then remember, we display the work of the children on the wall. When we display, the child feels curious. The child sees, aha, he can do it. Then he improves on what the work that has been displayed. As you display, the child becomes so happy with his work or seeing the other children's work. We also have this child who is at scribbling stage. The scribbles that he has done, we should not just leave them, but we display them so that the child sees and compares his or her work with the other friends. So what are we saying? In this approach, responsive approach, we have to value all the ideas of children. We have to value all their creativity. We have to value the discoveries they come up with by appreciating what they have done and displaying their work on the wall. Okay, now we have also another zone that we call writing center. Remember, writing center is always adjacent to the reading center or to the mathematics center. Now, the writing center here, we prepare the area by putting all the writing tools for the children, the papers, the books, the crayons, the colors, everything that will provoke the child to write. So we said in this approach, children decide on what to do. They make choices of which area they want to play with, which material, which friends they want to be with as they are playing. So a child that chooses to go to the writing zone, we laid a strategic area. Like, for example, a teacher was teaching sound, so he strategically puts the papers for this sound to see the child who will go to do it. So the child goes and maybe colors and maybe joins the dot, but is not joining well. So what we are saying in this approach is there is experiment for the children to do, then the children solve problems and they make fruitful mistakes. Why do we say fruitful mistakes? A child might be joining the dot, but is not joining well. Sorry, is not joining well, is joining badly. That's a fruitful mistake. He has done it, but now you are there to support the child. So when you are there to support the child, because he's interested in learning, then you ensure that now he corrects his mistake by joining the dot very well or coloring within the border. If he was coloring outside, then you are there to assist the child to color within the borders. So what do we say in short? We are saying that in this type of approach, children experiment their own learning and they try to solve problems that we've strategically laid, and lastly, they make the fruitful mistakes fruitful, they are positive for them to make. So we are there as guides to direct the children the right way to do the right things. Okay, lastly, I'm giving an example of a dramatic zone. And dramatic zone, we have very, very many sub-activities that we do, or subtopics, or sub-themes, whatever. So in dramatic play also, let me start with the beauty parlor. The children imitating the parents, what they do. You find that the child sees the mom spraying herself in the hair, so the child will be imitating what mom does. But now also, other activities are also interpreted. You find that the child, instead of imitating what the mom does, he'll be doing mathematics. You find he's ordering this. And that is a mathematical concept. Or naming it, that is language being interpreted. So they'll be doing that as they observe themselves in the mirror, as they imitate what mummies do. As they are doing that, that is a social skill being enhanced. Remember we said the belief of this approach, this responsive classroom approach, is integration between the academic skill and the social, emotional skill for learning to be very effective. A child who doesn't want to be at the beauty parlor, you find that there is a mattress that we have here. So you'll find a child pretending to be putting the child on bed, or suiting the baby and puts the baby where? On the bed. They're pretending, they're socializing. Social skills is being reinforced. They're learning language, they're communicating. This is a doll, they spell the word doll. There's academic that is being reinforced. Also, we have a bag full of clothes in the dramatic play. So kids come, pick out clothes, they wear them, they try to imitate the parents. I think parents at home, you also see kids trying to put on your clothes which are overflowing. So in ECDE, we also put the clothes for them to imitate what you parents do at home. Another child may decide, no, me, I'm playing here in the kitchen. In the kitchen, we bring all sorts of kitchen utensils in school so that the child will imitate what mommy or auntie does. So you find the child is trying to cook, and maybe as a parent you walk in, you find your child cooking and you're wondering, is my child really learning? What is this taking place? No, the child is learning, because as a teacher, remember we said we use inquiry questions that are thoughtful and open-ended to find out more information from the children. So maybe when the child is cooking, then you are able to ask, how many saucepans do you have? The child will be able to count. Now, how many plates? Where are the plates? The child will tell you, these are the plates. How many plates are you going to serve your visitors? The child will be counting 1, 2, 3. There are 3 plates. So you find that in the process of playing dramatic play, there is enhancement of mathematics, there is enhancement of language taking place. They are able to name the objects they are playing with. They are able to say these are plates, those are cups, those are saucepans. So language is being reinforced, mathematics is being reinforced, and also now social skill is being reinforced because that interaction, the cooperation, the responsibility is being seen as they do it. How? Responsibility, as they finish playing, then they return the things the way they were. Now, also, another child may decide to play at the shop corner or the market. We call it the market. And on the market, you have things that are found in the shop or on the market. So children practice buying and selling, which is a mathematics skill. So they may be pretending, talking about the money, talking about the change. Also, lastly, we also have this. A child may decide he wants, whatever is his mom doing, he wants now to practice doing what? Cleaning. So we set the area with water, with some soap, with some mop for the children to practice cleaning. Or maybe dirty clothes they want to wash. So the children wash, imitating what the aunties do. So they wash them and hang them. We hang them outside or bring the hanger in the classroom to show what they usually do. So in short, what are we saying? Today it was just an introduction of the responsive classroom approach, so that we see, after having the learning centers, now which practices are we going to do to bring out the children being able to integrate social skills and academic skills. So in the next lesson, we shall be looking at the practices that are essential for this approach to be enhanced. Remember, we only look at the social skills of the children and academic because they go hand in hand. And later on, we want to see how safety is enhanced, how active learning is reinforced, and the joy of the child being in school. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Please let us see in the next lesson the practices that we shall be looking at. There are very many we shall be looking at each of them to see which practices are supposed to be done so that social development of the child is reinforced and together learning takes place. Otherwise, thank you. Please remember to like, remember to subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you and bye-bye.